Hi, my name is Will, and I'm at risk. A few years ago, I was living in Puerto Rico for a few months. I met this girl, this wonderful woman. She had a 8-year-old daughter. And my favorite thing to do out there was go to the beach. So I went like 3 or 4 times a week at least. So one day I want to go to the beach, but my girlfriend, she doesn't really want to go. I convince her, and we're driving around looking for like a new beach to take me to. So we reached Kamui, and she said, "Hey, you want to go to this beach? It's called the Rock of David." And I'm like, "Yeah, why is it called the Rock of David?" And she tells me, "Oh, because some guy named David drowned here," which at the time I should have thought about. I should have said like, "No, let's go somewhere else." But I was like, "Yeah, let's go. Why not?" So we get to the beach, and I'm swimming. I'm floating on my back, enjoying the views, looking at the clouds. I've always found the water to be so peaceful. It's been my place where I can relax. And so I'm swimming, and I hear my girlfriend call to me, Will, I'm drowning." Now, she's known to exaggerate, so I'm thinking, she's just a little bit too deep. So I swim over to her casually, and when I get to them, they just rip me apart. They start taking me under the water. I can't breathe. I, I really feel like I'm being killed right now. It was like one of the worst experiences of my life. Like just to try to take a breath and just swallow water. It's horrible. So I push them away, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die. Like, relax. So I do my best to hold them up, but I can't. I'm not strong enough. Like, I'm not a trained lifeguard. I don't know how to take them back to shore. The waves are just thrashing us, throwing us around, and I do my best, but they're killing me. So I let go of my girlfriend, and I try to hold her daughter up. Some guy swims to us and takes her daughter. So that's kind of, it gives me relief, because maybe I can get my girlfriend to safety. But no, like the guy wasn't strong enough either. He left her right in the middle of the ocean, and she ended up like floating right back to us. And I hold her up, and I look at my girlfriend, and she's drowning right in front of my eyes. And I tell her, "Kick your fucking legs." Like, she didn't know how to swim, and it made me so angry that she was just so helpless, right next to me. And it hurts because I couldn't do anything. I was just watching her die. So we get separated. I'm with her daughter, and her daughter's holding on to me. But we've been in the water for so long, and I don't have much left into me. I don't have much left in me, and I start to go under, and I'm sinking to the bottom of the ocean, and I'm looking up at the blue sky, and this is it. Like, I'm thinking to myself, I am fucking dead. And I didn't see a bright light. My life didn't flash before my eyes. All I thought about was how disappointed I am in myself. And I just couldn't believe, like, out of all the things I've ever been through, all the things I've ever done, I'm gonna sink to the bottom of the ocean. And I have accomplished nothing in life. And I was ready to go. I gave up. And I'm sinking. I can feel it's my last breath. I have nothing left. But then I feel her daughter kick my hand. Then I realize I can't die right now. If I die right now, it would be the most selfish thing I've ever done in my whole life. If I die, she dies. So I couldn't let that happen. So with like my last ounce of strength, I pushed myself up back to the top and got some air and held her up a little bit longer. So we kind of floated there for a little bit until we saw her mom had hit a rock. And I had taught her how to doggy paddle the first day I got there. So I told her, like, listen, doggy paddle to your mom. And I swam next to her until we got to the rock, and I pushed her up, and I climbed on, and I was done. I just laid on the rocks and like, just gasping for air, thankful that I'm alive, and surprised. I couldn't believe that I survived. Uh, but it wasn't over yet. My girlfriend screams at me, "Get off the fucking rocks," because the wave can just like hit me and just take me right back in. So I get up, and that's exactly what happens. Like the wave just hits me, and like I slide along the rocks, and I just like rip up my whole left side. It was bad. My girlfriend had told me if I didn't tell her to kick her legs, she would have died because she didn't know to do it. And she called me a hero. I'm no hero. I did my best, but I feel like I could have done better. Later that night, we were getting something to eat in the neighborhood over, and we saw some people who were on the beach that day, and they said, you were in there for like, you were in the middle of the ocean for almost an hour. They had ran to like the bar across the street, and they said like, help, help, you know, there's people drowning in the water. And they had asked, where are they? And they said, oh, they're past the rocks. And they looked at, and the people at the bar just looked at them and said, they're already dead. You know, I don't want to call it a miracle. We were like really lucky. They said as soon as we got back to land, like the whole ocean just quieted down. Like everything was calm. There was no more waves. And after that day, I realized like I don't want, the next time I'm on my last breath, I don't want to be disappointed with myself. I don't want to look back on my life and see I've accomplished nothing. You know, when I die, I want to die with a smile on my face. I want to be proud of what I've done and the people I've influenced, and I want to be happy. I want to be happy.